Hello, Reach Your Happy community. It's me. I'm back. I am married, and life has been like a sprint. Now I feel like I'm slowing down from that sprint and able to show up here. Um, I have been busy with prepping for a wedding, moving through the physical aspects of a wedding, but also moving through the emotional aspects of a wedding, which absolutely trump the physical for me anyway, because I didn't make this huge to do of a wedding, seeing I only had 2 months to figure it out. And then transitioning into married life, and I had another wedding to attend where we left town and we're in Colorado for a couple days and then transitioning back again. So lots of transitions, which is of course right on par for fall, for specifically this week a full moon happening on Saturday, and it's the harvest moon. So with this, I am experiencing for myself and seeing with clients, friends, family, a lot of unearthing, especially of buried things that are like at the root of our experience that are challenging for us, which it's a beautiful thing. Oh, I forgot to mention my little microphone. Hopefully, it makes it a little better. I am not an expert at projecting my voice. So video is actually hard for me because I have to talk quite loudly. And if you've been to a session with me, whether it's over the phone or in person, you probably have to listen really closely because I talk very softly because I'm channeling and it comes through in that softer, really grounded voice. But it's like spirit source working through me. It doesn't really feel like me. Anyway, hopefully too much moving around isn't causing that to cackle, I don't, whatever. Anyway, the purging of like our deepest stuff coming up, which, our knee jerk reaction is to say, oh, shoot, I don't want to deal with this. This is hard. This is uncomfortable. But something I read a long time ago, that the Native Americans believe that when something arises, it's because it's up to clear, not to torture us, but instead for us to witness it in this next form, with this next experience, right? Usually the conditions change, the different people in our lives, the different situations that bring it up change, but the sentiment is the same. So it arises and exists for just some time and then does pass away. But sometimes when fear, pain, insecurities, your deep, dark, nitty gritty stuff arises, it doesn't feel like we can just be in it. Rather, we feel like we have to do something with it. And, both are true. So, for example, when I got engaged over 3 years ago, yeah, be 4 years in April, I didn't feel like I was ready to pursue the wedding situation. Not really knowing why, not really caring to dig deeper into why, but just, people would ask me, and I was way more focused on Reach Your Happy. And that was my everyday focus. I would wake up early and be like, oh, what are we doing now? What could I create? What could I talk about? What could I share? How could I be of service today? And so when someone would ask me about a wedding, it was like, I don't know, we're good like this right now. So then years go by, and actually, Brad's mom and I had talked about us getting married at their house. Then 2020 happened, right? I would like the date August 28th of 2020, and then obviously what happened. So that wasn't possible anymore. So I kind of put it to the side, and then Brad's family home is actually going to be out of the family in about a week from now, a week from yesterday. So we had a very short timeline. We had 2 months to decide, okay, are we going to get married at this house? Because that was our original idea. And yes, all fast and all that, but it was like, yeah, this feels really right. I would love to have photos of our special day at the place that Brad and I really grew our love. My connection with his parents grew there. My love, so much healing. I was actually in coaching school living at that house. I grew really close to Brad's mom in the 6 years that we were together, that she was there too. Um, and did so much mom healing because Jenny, Brad's mom, was sick just like my mom, not just like, but similar to. And I got to heal so much by witnessing her and Brad, and also having a relationship with her and having an adult relationship because when my mom passed away, I was only 15. So, and my mom was really sick the last few years of her life anyway, so it's not like I even got to be a 15-year-old with a 47-year-old woman. She was really, really sick, brain tumor, loss of speech, motor skills, all that. So it wasn't even like I ever got to have a mom as a teenager, to be a young woman with a mother. I never got that experience. So when Jenny swooped into my life, Brad's mom, it was like I got to have a mom as a now woman. But it helped me heal so much of my teenage years, feeling really alone. So, anyway, this home has been so special to us. And actually, the first time I ever had a lick of alcohol, I was 15 years old, and it was at this house. Brad was hosting a party because his parents were away. And I told he wasn't my brother in law then, but he was going to be my brother in law, Ricky, that I'm going to this guy Brad's house. Don't tell anyone, but if anything happens, that's where I'm at. And he was like, all right. And he was the only one that knew, and he actually officiated our wedding there. So it was kind of this full circle, awesome experience. Actually, I was drinking tequila both nights, on my wedding night and on the first night I drank. Not the same tequila because Jose does not exist in my world anymore. So, okay, 2 months to get ready for a wedding. That is quick. Also, to be brides, or maybe mothers of a to be bride, to be groom, y'all don't need a whole year to plan it. Okay? 2 months makes you decide on things really quickly because you don't have the space, the time, the options to hem and haw about anything. So I highly suggest getting married on a 2 month deadline. I Everything just unfolded perfectly. That being said, I was energetically really ready. I was sure. I was so clear that I was going to find the food, I was going to find the DJ, I was going to find the dress. We were going to figure out this situation. And it wasn't even tense. It was just like, okay, let's see. Yeah, that works. Yeah, sure. Great. Thank you. I reached out to all the different humans in my life, and they all just poured back resources to me about, oh, this person was great. This is great. They do catering. All came together perfectly. Let's flash forward to August 27th. Best day ever. Everything went smoothly. I mean, I woke up, went to the gym with my niece for the first time ever. So fun. Went back, went in the hot tub by myself, had a whole morning to myself, had my best friend do my makeup, had a great girl that I've known for so long, who's like family now, do my hair. Just this beautiful day, the whole day. Walked up the aisle nice and slow, was able to say hi to people, just like everything that I wanted. I wanted to be extremely present. Like people say the day goes by so fast. That was the longest day of my life. Like at one point I turned to my aunt and she's like, Laura, it's 8:40. I was like, excuse me? 8:40? We have till 10:45? Like I can't keep dancing. It was perfect. I was present. I was joyful. I remember every bit of it. I, I got to say hello to most of the people there. I had everyone that was there I knew and I loved. Like I am so blessed. I felt the strength of both of our mothers standing there when I was walking up the aisle. I was like, and my niece Elle was holding the back of my dress. So I felt the support there. I felt the support in the people there. But then up, we were actually got married at a Heart Rock. And if you don't know, my mom sends me hearts. And I found that Heart Rock right after Jenny died. It's this gigantic rock in the front lawn, like one of the only rocks that she decided to leave happened to be a rock. So we got married right above that. Um, and yeah, I could feel the strength of our mother standing there. And Brad and I were expecting to be really teary and all that, but we were able to just like not hold it together because it wasn't like a hold. It was just real present and so joyful. So that's how it turned out. But on a Sunday, I decided, let's do this. 2 months, let's go. Under 2 months, because 2 months would be Saturday. Anyway, getting lost in the details, Laura. Sunday decided that. Monday woke up and this fucking cloud was over my head. It was so intense. That cloud was filled with all the different sadness and sorrow and fears and insecurities and feelings of unworthiness about my mom not being there. It's no wonder I waited almost 4 years to get married, because to get married would mean I have to face this gigantic monster that's in the closet, which I was already well aware of existed because I had to get ready for prom without her. And I went to prom all 4 years of high school. That was a goal of mine and I did it. Not the best dates, but anyway, Brad was actually at two of the proms. Yeah, two of the proms that I went to. So I remember getting ready for prom and feeling like my mom's supposed to be here. This kind of sucks. Like I have to ask my dad how I look, which he's a love. Always told me how beautiful I was. Always made me feel like, even on my worst days, like always telling me that I look great. So anyway, I knew kind of what it would taste like, right? But not fully. So that cloud came fucking rolling in, was intense emotions, cried all week long, pretty much, but had to take action anyway, despite my emotions. And through this 2 month period, so it was like the first week and then the week leading up to the wedding was the teariest, most uncomfortable, sad, processing so much grief and pain, and feelings of loss. So intense, but I made it through it and I had a fantastic day. And that giant monster in the closet, once I opened up the closet and let her rip, this weight that was lifted, especially after the wedding. And I'm sure it was somewhat of like, that was the first party I've ever planned before, y'all. But also facing that day without my mom physically being there. I was at a wedding the weekend before where the mom was there, and I was a wedding the weekend after where the mom was there. And just to face that, I'm telling you, I have never felt more solid in my being, more sure, more connected, more loving to myself. Like there's a level of commitment that I now have to myself, like that I didn't have before I decided to embark on this adventure of getting married. But, I'm writing my vows and it's about Brad, but then I'm also thinking, well, every person is a mirror. So he's just a mirror to me. What am I promising to myself? And we have a video. I will post that because y'all are family. I got to post it. Unfortunately, I couldn't have all of you there, but yeah, I feel this level of commitment to myself, that and this self-belief, I can face anything. I can face anything that comes my way. And I'm now talking to you. You can face, I hope this isn't crackling while I move. I'm very fidgety. You can face divorce. You can face a loss of a child. You can face a loss of a job or a career that you thought was your dream and you're starting again. You can face the loss of a sibling, of a parent, of the structure that was once your family that is recycling into something different. You can face anything. I promise you that. And there comes a, a point in time where it is more painful to avoid it than it is to lean in and embrace it. And I wouldn't have changed the timeline of my experience at all. However, I was withholding love from myself by not letting myself move into this wedding phase. Even the rush of it, I said no shower, no bachelorette, no special foo-foo, nothings, nothing. I just couldn't deal, really. Like my bandwidth for dealing with the lack of my mother's physical presence, in Jenny's too, I really felt hurt because I'm more used to her. It's almost been 18 or 19 years for me with my mom, but Jenny is so recent. Her lack of physical presence, the mamas, as I call them, like I only had enough, so much bandwidth, but I knew that about myself. So I had to draw really solid boundaries with people. And thank God people respected that because I was getting through this the best way that I could. And I want to extend that reminder to you that you can get through anything that comes your way, but you also have to be extremely diligent with caring for yourself. And by caring for yourself, that means different things. But for me, it was knowing what my capacity was for dealing with weddingy stuff without the mamas present. And to me, that was that one day. And I had felt and dealt with so much of that pain. And it was exactly what I needed, nothing more, nothing less. And I think that's the deepening of my self trust, my self love, my self appreciation, the clarity in which I am now living, the presence that I am now embodying. Because I trust myself in a way that I didn't before this experience. In that monster in the closet that seemed so insurmountable, I wasn't going to get through that without facing the dragon. I had to face the dragon to get to the gold, which is now being a wife. Like I officially have changed my name. Like I guys, this happened and I'm like, I am a wife. I am a wife. That's my husband. Oh, we went and got ramen the day after our wedding. It was Sunday night. And Brad had dropped me off at the front door to go pick it up. And she said it was going to be a little while, so if I wanted to sit, and I literally said, I was like, okay, I'll be right back. I have to go get my husband. Like I have been dying for this, but my fear of facing the lack of my mama's being there, it kept me from this love. So know that I won't even encourage you to face the monsters in your closet, because you know what? There comes a time and place where you're like, enough. I gotta do this. I gotta rip this band aid off. I gotta face this. I gotta do this. And when that day comes where you feel like it's time to face this, all right, let's go. Um, know that there is gold on the other side of it, but you do have to make your way through that fear, through that pain, in order to receive that gold. But it's possible. It is possible. So that's my story for right now. I plan to be a lot more present here now that my process of the wedding has made its way through my system, and I feel like I have integrated a lot of the lessons and the learning, even though it's only been 2 weeks. So I plan to be here more. And if you'd like, there is a Reach Your Happy, Laura's siblings edition. My siblings did the speech for my wedding for me, and Brad had one of his good friends do a speech for him. And they did a Reach Your Happy marriage edition, and it is fantastic. So if you're looking for a laugh, My brothers and my sisters have a video below this one here. I haven't titled it yet, but it'll probably be something like best wedding speech ever, because that's what I feel. So on that note, I'm going to leave you with a reminder that you don't have to know what's coming down the pipeline. You don't have to know how to deal with life. The key is practicing trusting yourself, believing that 100% of the time, what's come your way, you have dealt with, you have faced, you have moved through somehow. Maybe not the best, but you absolutely have moved through it, or else you wouldn't be here listening to this. You are totally capable. I love you so much, and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.